All right. So we just did that. We're getting ready to go visit a little bit, and then we're heading on. But we got this document right here from the judge. We couldn't record because there's cell phone at the register, but we got that. So we're going to see if Frank Hart is here. We'll see. Good morning. Doing great about yourself. I was hoping to talk with Frank Hart for just a minute. I'll take a minute at a time.
Thomas, you're killing me, man.
I know, but you're a good man. Can I come in for a second?
Yeah, just decided.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Look, I tell you, we're sad that you're leaving. We heard that you weren't going to be doing the election again this year.
Correct. I am retiring this time.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm
Man.
not retiring, but retiring from this.
Well, what are you going to be doing? Go back to your business that you were doing hot water heaters and contractor?
No, well, I probably, I've I got other little things we're doing. I'm only 50-something years old, so I got to work. So we'll be working. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm finding that I have to do the same thing. I'm 51, and I was
Same
on
deal.
retirement.
I just turned 53.
Yeah, well, we'll still have some years. I wanted to know, with the election going on, and with what we told you, you said that the inspector that Tim that you had hired for the county and the city has qualifications to do. You kept him on even after everything that happened, right?
When you say everything that happened, you're talking about he doesn't have his certified building official certification.
Right.
What you mean? So yeah, he is still working with us. He is trying to get that test passed. He does have his. Used to be years ago if you wanted to be a certified building official, you would go and do residential. Then you do residential electrical and plumbing. Then you go to commercial building, commercial plumbing. When you got enough of these little individual certifications, kind of cumulatively, they would say, okay, they bestow upon you building official.
Sure.
Well, now they've kind of changed it so that even though you can be certified to do inspections on residential or commercial or electrical or whatever, it's a specific test to get their series of 3 tests to get that certified building official deal. So, he has not passed that search. He's passed 2 of the 3, but has not passed the 3rd one yet. So,
Right.
we're contracting with a gentleman for the state purposes, to be our building official of record, and he oversees Tim as the building official, but he's only a part-time person. But Tim does the actual field inspections.
Right. Let me ask you this: you said that you hired the outside source to come in and complete those extras or you said that you hired somebody on the outside to come in and do it independent.
We hired a gentleman who is a building official, excuse me, for another jurisdiction,
Right.
to be our building official of record, because each county has to have a building official of record.
Well, let me ask you this. Was Tim the only one that's been doing inspections since he's been here before you hired this new guy?
Yes, and he was able to do that for a period of 2 years while you work on your certification.
Right. So he had authorization you have 2 years to complete the course, and he can do inspections without it?
Correct.
That's a great. So has that changed now where he has to have the...
Well, once your time period passes, you have to have completed all 3 exams. Otherwise, you cannot continue to have a provisional.
Who did you have inspecting while so he was inspecting everything?
Sure, he was
so,
certified.
Well, do you know that you've been told and informed that he isn't doing the inspections properly? He wasn't doing proper venting checks, and what are you going to do about that?
I mean, you talking about, you told me that he wasn't doing a proper venting check?
Oh, it's been verified. I mean, I've verified. I'll sign papers. I'll sign a sworn statement. No, it's not.
I have not spoke with Tim specifically about your complaint, but I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, he is the guy doing inspections. It's his job to make sure they're done properly.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Now the meter stuff you're talking about, that's more of a deal with it you and I have already been through who's responsible for the meter.
Can you go over that with us just a little bit so we understand?
So, and you probably are better to get that from the City of Union, because they're the utility company, right?
Well, we can't talk to them right now.
But basically, the typically utility company controls it to the meter coming into the meter. Once you leave the meter, that line is the homeowner's responsibility.
Okay, what about the joints on the meter? That is the meter. So, what about the joints?
Right. It's a good question. I mean, typically, of course, the inlet side is going to be the gas company. That's definite, right? Because that's all on the inlet side of the meter. It's the gas company's meter. And typically, they basically, I would think, have the top half of the coupling, and the owner has the bottom half, and that has to go together and provide a seal. And somebody has to check that before they turn the gas on through a pressure test.
Well, let me ask you this. They're renting it to us for money. They charge us every month, even when we don't have it off. I know this is a fact. And the meter is the whole piece of the meter. How are they charging us rent?
That's a question for City of Union.
So,
And
but
again,
that,
I don't know if they are charging a rent.
they are.
I'm not familiar with
You
that.
can go call them and ask them right now, and they'll tell you. And they'd even do it. They do that. And so my whole problem is that the
Did you
rent.
spray your meter yet?
Yes, I did everything.
Is it leaking?
Not now, because there's there's no leaks at all. But what I was going to say is that with the fact that they're not doing, I mean, they're renting the meter and then they're wanting us to repair it. Don't you think that's kind of funny that they're asking us to do that?
I don't think they're asking you to work on the meter.
Well, I have a video where Tim is explaining how he has one half of the meter, the pipe that goes in, and we are in control of the other half. And I argued with him on a video on YouTube. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
You ought to check it out because it has him on videos. And he said, when he found out I was recording, he said, it's in the conversation and walked
Well,
off.
most people would rather have a conversation than, you probably wouldn't be thrilled if somebody, every time I come up to you, I get this. 'Cause
Right.
It looks like you're trying to get somebody to make an error or something.
Well, of
that can
course
be
we
pointed
are.
out to be a problem.
Yeah, well, you guys have
Most
been
people don't like that.
well, when you lock people
But
up
I'm
for
a public
falsely.
official. No, I haven't had anything to do with you.
No, I'm
being
just telling you why I
locked up.
do it now. And this is legal because the public's wanting to know what we're doing. And the reason why I'm recording this is because I need to protect myself because you guys have arrested me. The City of Union has arrested me.
Yeah, I'm not
And
involved in
everything.
your
Well, I've been
deal with the
arrested
city.
3 times falsely when I started putting this notice out. And then they're trying to muscle me. But that's why I have this phone on and that's why I'm protecting. I should upgrade to a, maybe some cameras, body cam, but I don't have the money because they're taking $84 a month because I sent the wrath of God and I'm paying $84 a month for an ankle monitor.
Well, you got an ankle monitor.
Yeah, they put me on an ankle monitor because I threatened his life with sending down the wrath of God on Facebook. What do you think about that?
No comment. That's got nothing to do with Union County or my job with Union
I know,
County.
but
You gave me a little. You left me a little button somewhere that said the wrath of God.
yeah.
was
So you gonna
coming.
wear it?
I didn't know if you were talking about it was coming from me or
No,
what,
it was
but-
for you. I wanted you to support the idea that you can touch it whenever you get in trouble. You can touch it, and it'll bring down the wrath of God. And we want everybody to have the
I
power.
don't want to be in the middle of pulling the wrath of God. That's up to God.
Exactly. That was my
I got
point.
nothing to do with that process.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why did they arrest me? They think I can control God. And then we even had Judge Rollins sign off on it. Isn't that nice? He signed the warrant for me. The same day I was passing out the counterclaim,
Yeah.
he signed the warrant to have me arrested. Isn't that
That's
pick me
kind
up?
of outside of my purview.
I'm
with the
just,
county,
I'm just,
right?
I'm just venting with you because you are the supervisor, and I thought you should know what's going on.
Right.
What do you think about all that? I know you're retiring.
Again,
but-
I don't know the details of that. I wouldn't get involved in the city is its own entity within the county. They have their own jurisdiction. I don't have jurisdiction within city limits.
Well,
It's
let me
the
a-
city.
Well, let me ask you this. This is my whole complaint: is that I'm a soldier, I'm a veteran, and I think we all should be working together to
I
save
appreciate
lives.
your service.
Thank
Yep.
you, sir. And the reason why I think it's important that you quit drawing the lines on safety is because we need to be working together. And when one side's saying that it's their responsibility and everything, I'm trying to get a gas leak fixed. I'm trying to get piping and people safe, and it's everybody's responsibility.
I don't know that we've demonstrated there's an issue there, though. You and
Really?
I talked about that last time.
Well,
about-
last time I told you that my neighbors just about died, and they had so much gas that the
We
one that
talked-
noticed, one that came out and fixed it, said it was the worst gas leak he's seen in all the time he's been there, and he said it was leaking from both sides of the meter. And this particular
You're talking
neighbor,
about a city employee told
yeah,
you
sitting
that?
there that came out to fix it from the city. They came out and fixed it that time,
Mhm.
and they said that it was the worst. And then when they went out to do a sniff check, they said that they picked up readings inside the house. So I'm just kind of curious why they leave it. Joe Nichols and all those guys came down, the whole team of them, and just said basically they're not interested and it's not their concern. It's
I mean,
the
they
homeowners.
fixed the leak, though, didn't they, right?
Well, I don't know. It's still, I mean, they fixed the outside leak, but they did the sniff check. They didn't do any additional checks.
Yeah, I don't know the details of the inside, but to my knowledge, there is no mass problem of gas leaking. And you and I went through all that last time.
I don't remember. What did we go over?
We talked about methane versus
Right.
carbon monoxide and the
Right.
risk of the two, and So,
Well, I've actually put videos up about that stuff, and I understand completely what it's about.
Mhm.
And I said I think we ought to do 2 things for safety: the soapy water on the outside joints to make sure that they're not leaking, and then do a sniff check on the inside for the burn off for the venting, which is supposed to be done by Tim, our inspector. That's not being done. So there could be venting inside not being done.
The code doesn't require the building inspector to do a sniff check inside. Their job's come in and look at the appliance. Is it installed? Does it have venting per the code? But there's no requirement to do.
So you're telling me that when Tim, the inspector for the county, goes out for a natural gas hot water heater, he's not responsible for checking to make sure that the venting inside is done?
To look at that it's installed, but not to take a meter and do a sniff test.
Well, you got to check and see if it's venting,
the
right?
code specifies the type of vent, where it has to run, how long it can be, all that stuff.
It's supposed to be,
mechanical
when it's being hooked up into pre-existing piping and fireplaces, it has to be inspected, and it has to be inspected by people who are qualified to do the inspection inside the fireplace to see if it's dilapidated.
Yeah, and I understand you had an issue with the contractor. And
I did. Mark and
Sons,
Sons, they didn't want to do any kind of venting checks, and so basically I think that they're a part of the whole corruption around here. They don't do it. Tim expects them to do it.
I don't know of any corruption.
Well, that sounds like corruption to me. What do you think it sounds like?
I wouldn't call that. What is
corruption? When you're doing stuff when you know it's wrong and you're intimidating people and not letting them fix it, and basically that's corruption.
Yeah, I don't. Again, you may have something going back and forth between you and the city of Union. That's got nothing to do with Union County.
Well, exactly. Well, actually it does, because it goes back to the safety issue. All of us are responsible for making people safe. And now that you know about it, I think that you should be the one that helps enforce it and find out what's going on.
I just don't know that we demonstrated. We talked about this last time.
I don't remember.
We had what do you mean you don't remember?
I don't remember that conversation. All the stuff we talked about. I don't remember.
You recorded it.
No, I didn't. Not that one.
Oh. We talked about, if there's a gas leaking problem, the risk of a gas leak in an enclosed space is an explosion, right? It's not asphyxiation.
That's outside, yes, but
inside.
Okay.
Yeah. But we don't, to my knowledge, I don't know of any issue related to that. I know you had an issue at one home.
When you say no issues, what do you mean?
In other words, I'm not aware of anybody's home that has blown up due to a gas leak.
Is that the only time that you will probably do something about it?
I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying what data are you using to say that?
I'm not saying any data.
Prevalent all over the community.
I'm saying that
on one incident.
I'm saying that because Tim wasn't doing venting checks and it's been verified he doesn't do them, and he relies on the contractor.
Are we talking venting or spraying gas lines?
We're talking about venting right now inside the house, where you're talking about people maybe dying inside, not doing sniff checks. I'm saying Tim wasn't doing any kind of venting checks, and when it's not vented properly, like we talked. I thought that you described about it because you're a hot water expert. You're a contractor.
I'm not a hot water expert, but I have a contractor's license.
Yeah, but you said it was for hot water heaters and stuff that you used to install them, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so you know all about this. So what I'm trying to say is that the burn off from the natural gas inside, if it's not vented properly, It can cause people to die. Can you explain what happens?
Carbon monoxide. Yeah.
Explain what happens when that happens.
What do you mean?
What happens when the carbon monoxide goes into the house? What happens?
So if you burn a fuel appliance and you don't properly vent it, and it's not designed to be an unvented appliance, and one of the combustion products can be carbon monoxide, it can build up, in an enclosed space, and carbon monoxide can be poisonous.
And what does it do to you?
I mean, my understanding is, I'm not a doctor, but carbon monoxide is a lot more attractive to red blood cells than oxygen. So it basically takes up space on your red blood cells, so you can't absorb oxygen, and therefore, you can't get oxygen, you can't live.
Do you think it's possible that, I'm not an expert either, but I'm just going to bounce this off of you, that if there was just a small leak, and that a person could intake it over a period of time instead of a lethal dose?
Yeah, I don't know.
We have to check that out.
That's outside of my scope.
Well, with that being a concern, I go back to the question. With Tim not doing venting checks and the contractor, Mark and Sons, not doing venting checks, how are we safe?
Well, I'll have a discussion with the bill. I'm not sure about the whole venting thing. You and I didn't really talk a lot about venting last time. We talked about gas and the danger of gas in the home and all that kind of stuff.
We talked about venting too.
I'll look into that with the building official, but I don't. Again, I know what you're telling me. I understand. It's clear, but I haven't had that conversation with him regarding inspections related to venting on natural gas.
Don't you think that's huge if he's not doing that?
You brought it to my attention, so I'm welcome. I'm glad to have a conversation with him.
I brought it to your attention last time.
Yeah, I don't recall us discussing that, but.
Well,
you got the video, or you said you didn't.
Well, we had two conversations, two different times. I didn't record one time,
but we'll look into that.
I really appreciate it because we're just trying to keep us all safe. I love this place, and we're gonna make it into an incredible place. And
I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
and you take care. You have yourself a great day.
You too.
Have a good day. You look very nice today. You're welcome. You want a button? See you later. All right, guys, I'm heading out.
Okay.
But I did want to. There is this one, Lucy Thomas. She's an incredible young singer, like 17 years old, and she sings like an angel. You need to look her up because she's singing some real incredible songs, spiritual songs that'll touch you. Lucy Thomas.
Okay.
You guys have a great day. Okay.
Take care. You too.
Hope your eye's feeling better.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that's it. So this will be on YouTube real fast. I'll talk to you soon. Well, wait a second. I do have to say something. Don't you think that's funny? That Joe Nichols and all those guys, Tim and all those guys haven't been doing inspections and now it's been validated. So I'll talk to you soon.